So hi, I'm Seth.
Hi, I'm Erica, and welcome to the second episode of Food Finders. Today we're gonna be reviewing ramen. So when my producer told me this, I was so freaking excited because I freaking love ramen.
We're gonna go to 5 different places.
My criteria for judging is the broth. I'd really like it if it was thick and it coats your mouth a bit because of the fattiness from the bones that's been simmered for a long period of time. For the ajitsuke tamago, which is the egg, I like it to have the custard-like center. So,
Runny yolk.
Yeah, not too hard.
Noodles wise, springy, definitely I prefer the firmer types.
So without further ado, let's head to our first destination.
We're now at Ramen Keisuke Tonkotsu King. This is the Paya Lebar Square outlet. This is one of my favorite ramen places.
Same. I'm sure a lot of you know this. It's very popular.
Mr. Keisuke, the CEO of Ramen Keisuke, is actually a ramen champion. He won the ramen champion in 2011 in Tokyo, and he is known as the ramen king in Japan itself.
For this one, the Paya Lebar Square, it's kind of like a really cute, like hole in the wall, very cozy.
It kind of feels like Japan, where it's like all small and cramped, and everyone stares at you to finish eating.
So what I really love about Tonkotsu King is that they have complimentary hard-boiled eggs and also green sprouts. This is called the Tonkotsu Special. So it's a $14.90, and it comes with everything here from the black fungus to the spring onion and also the tamago. You can choose the kind of broth you want. You want like light, normal, or strong.
In terms of the soup, you can actually see like little bits of fat floating around, like the collagen. Itadakimasu. You gotta train you to say that like in one of the places.
No.
Itadakimasu.
No. Very strong pork flavor. It has the thing that I talked about earlier about how it will coat your mouth. The noodles are a bit too soft for my liking.
Really? But there's still the option to change it to harder noodles. You can specify in the form. They got the egg hardness pretty spot on. Still pretty custardy. Fun fact, Keisuke actually owns their own chicken farm. So like the eggs are from their own chicken farm.
This broth, it's a bit on the heavier side. So that's my personal preference, which I really like. But it's like really on the gelat side. So I think after this, you really feel like, oh my gosh, I've eaten
This
a lot.
can become a bit overwhelming.
I'm gonna try the char siu now. So it was tender and
It's not overly salty.
a bit more to the fatty side because I really don't like lean meat very much. I would give it a 5 upon 5. I just find it really delicious. It's one of my favorite kind of ramen.
I would give this a 4.5. The soup is a bit too rich. Just feels like a bit of a heart attack after half a bowl. Alright, we're done. Let's go to the next ramen place. So we're here at Brothers Ramen in International Plaza at Tanjong Pagar. Brothers Ramen is actually a Singaporean ramen shop run by 2 brothers. The lunch crowd is insane.
Their whole concept started like solely based on experimenting from ramen recipes downloaded online. They also have their own like in-house freshly made ramen noodles every day.
They actually have automated machines for you to key in your orders and just pay through the machines. This is the Superman ramen.
It's called a Superman ramen.
Yes, the egg, yes, chicken, yes, char siu, $16.90 for this bowl. This soup base is made with chicken, fish, and vegetables. The meat itself just looks really lean, so I don't have high expectations for it being very tender or juicy. And it comes with a dumpling as well. Never had ramen with dumpling, so this is a new one. It looks like a freaking sui jiao, you know?
The shui jiao is asleep.
No, not sui jiao. Oh, you didn't do the Japanese way of eating it.
Which is what?
You have to say itadakimasu. Itadakimasu! I like how rich looking the soup is.
Actually, I'm not a fan of the broth.
I like the chicken one.
Really? I prefer the pork one. But I love the noodle texture. It has the right balance of chewy and bouncy.
It feels very eggy, like a very Singaporean style of noodles. Springier than some of the noodles we have. I like this actually a lot more.
So I tried the lean char siu.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling it. I don't like tough meat.
Don't like the meat hard. I like the egg. It's seasoned really well. You can see the marinade is penetrated a lot more, so
Stop saying that word.
the dumpling is made of minced chicken, mushrooms, and chestnuts. Tastes pretty meh. The meats, because like they are so lean, it actually goes with like the very fat soup.
So my final verdict is 3 upon 5, but that's because it was really my personal preference.
I actually quite like chicken-based broth as well, and I like the thicker, creamier type where it's quite similar to tonkotsu. You get like the creamy textures as well. I would actually give it 4 upon 5.
We're done here, so let's go to the next one. So we're here at Takagi Ramen at Ang Mo Kio. The owners of this place just really love ramen. They even went to school in Japan just to learn how to make it.
Ramen is kind of like the hawker food in Japan. When they were in Singapore, they couldn't find like a good affordable, ramen. So the concept here is very much neighborhood, casual, affordable ramen. One of the first times I actually tried Takagi ramen was through delivery. The packaging was what really stood out for me. It's a customized package and it separates the noodles from the soup itself. So when it arrives at your house, it's not soggy.
So we have here the Takagi ramen bowl with us. It costs $6.90 and you can add on $1 for the ajitsuke tamago. This is one of the most affordable ramen places that we've been to so far.
This is actually pork collar, so it's a bit lean, but like when I was trying to pick it up, it actually started to just disintegrate. They've prepared it in such a way like it really just falls apart. Thinly sliced, very soft.
Their noodles are actually handmade in their central kitchen.
I don't think it's handmade, it's like machine made.
A machine made, but they have to put it in the machine with their hands.
So you look at the egg, the whites have like a lot more gradient of the dark soy marinade. I think the egg is really well done. Some places add a lot of mirin, so like you get a lot of sweetness in the egg seasoning, but not this one. It's more towards the savory side.
If you ever run out of noodles, there's actually one free refill for every bowl. I really like the noodles. I like that springiness. It's not too hard, but also not too soft.
This is really light in the sense that you don't get like oil.
The flavor itself is not so overpowering. You don't feel gelat or like you don't get too sick of it like the more you keep eating because it's quite light, but it's still delicious.
Very light broth, but it still retains like a lot of the intense flavors.
I guess I would give it a 4.5 because it's $6.90, but it's still delicious. Why not 5 stars? I think it's just, I don't know, I can't describe it. It's like lacking a bit of like something.
One
like
more like
oomph.
I would actually give this 5.5 purely for the value for money. $7.90 for this amount is really impressive. I bought the hawker food as more than $7.90.
Alright, we're done here, so let's go.
So we're here at Ramen Nagi in Suntec City. Ramen Nagi has really made a name for itself by winning Ramen Champion 3 times in Tokyo.
They are very proud of their customization as well. You can make your richness of taste light, normal, or rich. So we have here the Butao King. This one is actually $13.90. If you wanna add on the tamago, it's another $2. Altogether, this is $15.90. Seth and I have different bowls. I can either choose to have the cabbage, which is what I have, or you can choose the spring onion instead. For the pork, you can choose either the pork shoulder or the pork belly.
Soup looks super gao. It looks super oily. This is Hakata style ramen. This tends to be a lot thinner.
Like when I first tried the broth, instantly strong garlic flavor just hit me. I don't hate it. I like garlic, so.
This is more on the heavier side for me actually. It's actually the best egg I've had so far. Splits open really easily. Like it's so super soft.
That is the tastiest so far.
Yeah, the texture is so good.
For the noodles, is it too soft for you?
It's a bit soft for me. I like the texture because it's just thinner.
It's still a bit on the softer side, but again, you can still choose whether you want your noodles to be hard, extra hard, normal, soft, and then extra soft.
It seems to have like a much larger range of customization.
Oh my god, yum.
You get different layers of meat and then fat, really juicy, tender. Do you like it?
Good.
Like she likes it a lot.
You want to try the shoulder now?
Yeah, let's try the shoulder.
I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, not a fan.
You just taste it off.
It's just the marinade.
It doesn't complement the shoulder meat.
Pick the pork belly. Don't go for the pork shoulder.
So I give Ramen Nagi a 4.5 upon 5. I didn't give full 5 stars just because of the pork shoulder. But everything else tastes really good. A pork belly. I like how it's different from the other ramen.
I give this a 4 upon 5. Best ajitama I've had so far. Definitely minus points for the pork shoulder. I'm ready for more ramen. Let's go. So we're here at Kanshoku Ramen at Orchard Gateway. Kanshoku is actually opened by 2 Singaporeans. So Kanshoku actually means to finish your food.
To every last bit, yeah. What makes them special is they want to make the broth lighter. So when it comes to the soup base, it is less fatty than maybe some other ramen places. They want it to be cleaner, lighter, so that you don't feel so gelat.
So you can finish the bowl and hopefully come back another day. For the stock that they make, they actually omit the pig's head and pork belly. So they only use like the leaner cuts. They also actually make their own Hakata style ramen.
This bowl itself without the egg is $13.90. If you want the tamago egg, then you have to add on another $2.
Yeah, it's definitely not as oily. Some ramen have like a layer of oil or even like pork lard just floating around.
Yeah.
Actually, those are the kinds that I like. They're very light. So I'm gonna use my chopsticks to cut the egg open. So it's very custody, but like you can see from the marination, it
hasn't been marinated very long.
It doesn't penetrate very deep in. It's gonna give you like a very lightly seasoned ajitsuke. but the consistency is really good. It's not been marinated long, but I still like it.
I didn't cut it as well as you.
Oh, weak chopstick skills, that's why. Normal firmness noodle is definitely too soft for me, so I would probably have opted for like the hard texture.
I finally tried the soup and very clear but still very flavorful. The noodles are not as bouncy as I would like them to be. A bit more on the softer side. It still tastes good.
This is the pork char siu. The soup version is only braised, so they don't char it or whatever. It's still fairly tender actually. You can see a lot of like the fat.
But the char siu for me, flavor-wise, it's a bit bland.
It's actually a lot of noodles, man. I'll give this a 3 among 5, probably. The general seasoning are all very light, which is again not really my preference. I prefer like a heavier seasoning. I can see how Kanshoku ramen is something that people can eat every day because it's really not that gelat.
I would give it like a 3.5 upon 5. I would totally come back, especially to try their truffle ramen because like that's what they became super popular for. Okay guys, so we come to the end of this episode. What's your favorite ramen?
My favorite ramen, hands down, because of the value, is Takagi ramen. It's really hawker price ramen that you just simply cannot find anywhere.
I'm actually really torn between keisuke and ramen nagi. They're really delicious in their own ways, but for me, keisuke still comes out on top. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know what you want to see next. Bye-bye!
Right, bye!